DramaCityProductions.com.
You are plugged in for the Podcast Wrestling Society, where you can get dynamic weekly pro wrestling and MMA related content. Give us a follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PODWRES Society so that you can stay in the know.
Space is the place, and the sky's the limit.
And if you like what you hear, give us a 5-star review and hit that subscribe button.
Woo! 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 Woo!
Now, your host, he is the one and only Troy Adams.
Plug in for another Wrestling Wednesday as we take you for a wild ride here on the Podcast Wrestling Society. We don't just set the bar, we are the bar. I am your loving leader, benevolent host, Midwest Monster, and apparently the only person on Earth who actually liked Sheamus as the Celtic King, Troy Adams, and fusing with the Society yet again today to dive headfirst into some hilarious pile of crap that we've dove into twice before. He is the Sheamus to my Cesaro. He is Greg. What up, Greg?
What up?
You get Sheamus.
Yeah, King Sheamus sucked, by the way, but Sheamus is great.
I actually have a figure of him in the King Sheamus getup.
Of course you do.
I thought it looked cool.
That's actually a very rare figure, worth a lot. By the way.
Really?
Mine.
I was thinking the other day, I was like, I like took him out of the package and whatever, and I was like,
oh yeah, package.
Wow. It's like I got his crown and his staff, like the shillelagh staff thing somewhere. I gotta find it, but yeah, I don't know. It's in one of like 5 or 10 places. I have so many accessories with freaking wrestling figures. That sounds really not manly, but whatever. Either way,
it is you.
Oh, eat me. Getting right into it here. Not that there's anything wrong with that, by the way.
It's not.
Oh man.
I mean, you should see my wall. It's like loaded with wrestling figures. I think I got over a couple hundred of them.
Oh yeah, your wall's loaded.
All right.
Got another one in. All right, we're getting off to a rocky start here today. Well,
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Oh yeah. Well, we'll move into something a little more serious here in a little bit. But I figure before we get things officially kicking off here on the podcast, why don't we go ahead and get some stuff out of the way and tell everybody about our latest association with WrestlingWithWrestling.com. I tell you each and every week about our association with WrestlingWithWrestling.com. They have a lot of great stuff. They have it all sectioned out. The news that we don't get a chance to cover because we only got one podcast a week here, you can check out in their news and reports section. And of course, you can keep up with us and others in the WWE section, Impact Wrestling, New Japan and Ring of Honor, Indie Wrestling, matches, interviews, podcasts, so much more. They cover all of it. Wrestling here in the States, wrestling across the world. You keep up to date with each and everything that you need to know about the sport of professional wrestling, the sport of kings. They have it all at Wrestling with Wrestling. And with Bound for Glory happening this past weekend, we're not going to cover it much here today, but you can definitely get recaps and interviews and whatnot from the event on the website. Like I said, WrestlingWithWrestling.com, covering all 4 corners of the ring. And now that we're into our shilling things for you phase, we might as well tell you right now, because the society is growing each and every day, Greg. Do you know we finally hit, or well, we're about to hit 300 subscribers here, followers on Twitter here. Hopefully by the time this is posted, we have over 300. So
You're welcome.
Yes, thank Greg, who has some special connections over at the Twitter sphere, and also
4 of you, you know exactly what I'm talking to.
And
4 for sure.
Oh yeah, and checking out our Instagram right now. We, as of the recording of this, we are a little over 50 away from hitting 200 followers. So definitely go on Instagram, give us a follow. Twitter. Definitely give us a follow there. You can keep up with the podcast and all that. And on DramaCityProductions.com, on WrestlingWithWrestling.com, all ways to keep updated with us. And here's a way you can join the society and advertise with us and give us your money. What you want to punch into the address bar of your web browser right now is advertisecast.com/podcast wrestling society. There you can hear all of our latest episodes here at the podcast. You can read a description of the show. You can read a description about me, your host. You can see our reach, our demographics, our social media platforms, and our reach and all that good stuff. And of course, you can see our rates. We are doing 10, 15, 30, and 60-second spots, whether it be a promo for your podcast, whether it be an advertisement, a commercial for your product. If you do it yourself, if you want us to do it in a live read, whatever you want, we will accommodate you as long as you want to sponsor the show and advertise with us, and who wouldn't? You can join the society right now. That's advertisecast.com/podcast wrestling society. All right. Now, until we tell you all about our great t-shirts over at redbubble.com/people/podrest society, I think we might want to move on to some news. What do you say?
Let's do it.
All right. I think it's about time to get into WWE news. So let's hit our first story here. This one is... I'll try to hit the highlights of this one. As we all know, WWE is going to Saudi Arabia here real soon for Crown Jewel. And I'm not going to get political on the show. We don't do that. We try to keep politics out of it. If you want politics, go over and listen to Jim Cornette's podcast, and he'll combine wrestling with politics all day long. But we're not going to here. Apparently, after... WWE has issued the following statement after the suspected murder by the Saudi Arabian regime of journalist Jamal, I'm going to butcher his name here, Khashoggi, I believe is how you say it. Either way, WWE, all they are saying is, quote, "We are currently monitoring the situation." For those of you that don't know, well, before we get into that, several United States senators, including Chris Murphy of WWE's home state of Connecticut, have urged WWE to rethink their Crown Jewel show. Khashoggi, a Saudi journalist and columnist for The Washington Post, who was a prominent critic of the Saudi government, disappeared and is believed to have been killed after entering Saudi Arabia's consulate in Istanbul, Turkey, on October 2nd to obtain paperwork that he needed in order to marry his fiancée. Oh, man. The New York Times reports that the Turkish security officials have concluded that Khashoggi was assassinated, quote, "on orders from the highest levels of the royal court." Saudi officials have denied the allegations. Man, I don't know.
like him going over there the first time.
Yeah. And now it's just getting worse and worse and worse. I got into a heated argument with somebody earlier, by the way, because he had the whole thing about, like WWE kept pumping out with the Greatest Royal Rumble. Oh, well, change doesn't come overnight, and what are we going to do? Just, we can't cut them off. We tried doing that with North Korea and it didn't work. I'm like, yeah, but when do you say we don't reward bad behavior? Right. Like, come on, right?
I mean, they literally make it illegal to be human over there.
Yeah. And like I said, we're not going to get political here. This is about as political as we're going to get, but my God, just...
I don't care what side of the fence you're on. No one should support going over there.
Yeah.
It's not a political thing. It's a human thing.
Well, and he was like, and my coworker was sitting there and, we can't just cut them off. We got to inject more Western stuff into the country, and that'll help them change, whatever. I'm like, no. So we're going to go over there and perform for these people, and then they're offended by seeing women on the Titantron? No, cut it off. Nope.
Oh, man. Yeah, that one commercial I heard got them all up in arms.
Yep. Oh, man. Scantily clad women. Oh, no. Whatever. I don't know. It is what it is. But, here we go, Greg. This next story here. Bruce Pritchard will love this one. Uncle Dave said on Wrestling Observer Radio that while WWE announced that the attendance for Super Showdown was 70,309, he says the actual attendance was 62,000.
Oh, he said it, therefore it is.
Yep, he reported that it was 8,000 less than, what the WWE said. So that means it must be true. Uncle Dave has spoken. It is written, therefore it shall come to pass.
Wow.
Yeah, well, go ahead and eat that one up, Marks. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not buying everything the WWE puts out there, but good grief. I just don't know. And somebody else said, because they mentioned the line that Bruce Pritchard said about, these attendance numbers are going out to investors, and you can't lie to investors. And somebody actually corrected that, and I mean, it was a good point, but at the same time, I still don't disbelieve WWE. But they said, no, they can't lie about financials, but they can say whatever the hell they want about attendance. That's not a legally binding whatever. I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't know what to believe there. But I don't believe Uncle Dave just by a rule of thumb. Shawn Michaels is planning on working WrestleMania 35 if all goes well with his run, according to WrestleVotes. So good for you, Greg.
I'll be there.
Yep. You and Ramon.
Mm-hmm.
Have fun with that. Man, that's the one I've never got to see perform. Well, him and Ric Flair. And I never got to see Shawn Michaels perform, which really sucks, but oh well. At least I got to see The Undertaker work a couple of matches. Reports say that Triple H says that Vince McMahon has, quote, never seen an episode of NXT, which explains a lot.
Yeah.
Makes me really afraid for people like
man.
Velveteen Dream and the Undisputed Era.
Well, I mean, look at, the first one I go to is Tyler Breeze.
Oh my gosh. I don't get it.
He should have been a huge star.
What's metrosexual? I don't get it.
He doesn't sweat, pal.
I don't see a lot of sweat coming off that body. And you're not that big. Back of the line.
What is that stupid camera gimmick you got?
Why is it fuzzy? The long-discussed weekly NXT UK television show is finally a reality and will launch today, the 17th of October, on the WWE Network at 3 p.m. Eastern, which would be noon for you, Greg, over in Narnia time.
I never got that time zone thing.
Yeah, I know. That's mysteries of the universe, man. I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens.
Got my tinfoil hat on, too, so we're good.
I just took mine off to put on the headset or the headphones here. So, during a discussion on PW Insider Elite Audio, man, that's a mouthful. Dave Schur claims that Vince McMahon isn't using Asuka on television because, quote, she doesn't speak good English. I've heard this from a couple people that her push was kind of killed after a while because he's like, she can't cut promos. We need promos and personality. Like, she's oozing charisma, her and Shinsuke. But they can't talk, damn it. Throw them in the back of the line. So apparently the only
It's
thing...
her fault. She was born in Japan.
Yeah, so apparently the only thing she's good for is painting her face in neon colors and coming out and dancing with Naomi. Oh, it's so sad.
She'll get her over.
Yeah. So sad that, she won the first Women's Royal Rumble and then she was jobbing to Carmella. That was a thing, folks.
I wouldn't mind jobbing to Carmella.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing the job. Anyway, the decision to turn Bobby Lashley heel was apparently made in the hours leading up to this past week's Raw. According to Wrestling Observer, it was at least partly because of the brand's need for heels, especially with Kevin Owens' injury. The Observer also notes that Vince McMahon was feeding Lio Rush his lines during the segment via Rush's earpiece, a sign that
I was wondering why we didn't get no Kobe Bryant jokes.
Am I the only one that saw Abraham Washington during this whole thing?
Nope, I just got an immediate flashback.
Yeah, I was like, this is the Abraham Washington thing. And it took them how many years to redo it? They're like, look, no rape jokes, pal. And you'll be okay. But apparently Vince has taken personal interest in their, quote, act. Well, cool, I guess. I mean, look, Bobby wasn't going to get booed on his own, all right? Like, I like Bobby Lashley, but he's about as interesting as dried toast. He's great in the ring, but when
Yeah, I'm getting hungry.
Wow. But he's great in the ring, but when you put a mic in his hand, nothing. Just nothing there. So I'm glad Leo Rush is with him, and apparently Leo's also, still doing his thing over on 205 Live, which, by the way, Mike and Maria Kanellis made their debut at. So, yay, they're on TV.
Wow, what a segue.
Yeah. There's, again, talks of women's tag titles that could be introduced at Evolution. Barn Burner says that Stephanie McMahon's role on the show will be to unveil the titles. Meanwhile, WWE has downplayed Stephanie's initial promise of, quote, more than 50 women at Evolution, according to Wrestling Observer. Yeah, that's a lot of women. Are they going to have a battle royal or something?
Yeah, that's my guess.
Or a tiny tag tournament or something. I don't know. They also say that the original plan of having every active female NXT superstar at the show might not happen. However, PW Insider notes that Lacey Evans, Mia Yim, there you go, Rhea Ripley.
I'm listening.
And Casey Catanzaro are booked for Evolution. So, yay. I like Rhea Ripley and Mia Yim. I don't know who Casey Catanzaro is. Lacey Evans is okay. There's been a lot of speculation about Sasha Banks due to the lack of an update on her injury, her not appearing on the Evolution poster, and a report from Barn Burners, she asked for, quote, a break, and her being replaced by Becky Lynch on a Wednesday taping of MTV's Ridiculousness, but she is advertised for a house show on October 20th in Portland, Maine. Weird. I don't know. The story of Sasha or the saga of Sasha continues, I guess. I hope she's back soon. I miss her.
I have not even noticed. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. So whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. That says something about the women's division on Raw right now. I mean, they kind of use the same women over and over. Twitterer Rovert, whoever the hell this guy is, claims that Chelsea Green has signed with WWE and reported to the Performance Center this week. At the same time, I know this is taped way in advance, but she just popped up as a new character on Lucha Underground. So yay.
That's their dumb fault for recording hell early.
That'd be funny if she's on both programs at the same time. That's awesome. Oh, man. All right. You ready to move on for some New Japan news?
Yeah, there's no Naked Media news this week?
There is not, no. Okay. There never is. So.
Damn.
All right.
You never know.
Let's get it in. Let's get it in, bro.
Oh, yeah.
New Japan Pro Wrestling news. You're friggin' weird.
So there's but one story here that matters.
Well, according to Wrestling Observer, we can get through this one real quick. Pac was courted heavily for New Japan, but feels like Dragon Gate is, quote, home, and he'll be there going forward. Ugh. Who the hell says that?
I don't know.
Lanny...
Idiots. Quitters. No? Picking any of the above.
I guess. Here's a story for you. Lanny Poffo is being considered as a possible replacement for Don Callis at the New Japan commentary desk.
No?
I'm sorry.
I'm just trying to imagine his voice calling play-by-play. I don't see it.
Lanny effin' Poffo. He's gonna
win.
Oh yeah. Can you imagine him doing color commentary in rhyme? The poet laureate of New Japan Pro Wrestling. There you go. There's a hot one for you. Former Dragon Gate star Shingo Takagi joins Los Ingobernables de Japan, while Jay White and Gato leave Chaos to join Bullet Club OGs. And Jay White joining them kind of defeats the whole purpose of Bullet Club OGs, don't you think?
Yep. It's kind of like the when they had Scott Steiner in the Millionaires Club. Oops, I'm getting ahead.
That comes later. All right, here's the stories you were talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, the New Blood. Oh,
Yeah, the new
that one.
Yeah, the New
And they had
Blood.
Scott Steiner in the New Blood. Yeah.
Yeah, that one. According to What Culture, this is where the source I'm getting this story from. And I changed up the wording a little bit. According to Uncle Dave in this week's Wrestling Observer newsletter, Harold May, I kept calling him, I think Peter May last week, is Harold. Harold May has installed a number of unnamed staff in high-ranking positions as part of his attempts at driving the company forward. Their direct experience in the wrestling industry is varied, however, with some having no background in the business whatsoever, leading to backstage concern. Uncle Dave adds that several of these people replaced, quote, popular longtime offices that the wrestlers trusted and respected, end quote. Thus, many are now asking the question why a promotion on such an upswing has replaced a winning team, particularly in the wake of their recent success at home and abroad. Yeah, and it goes on.
Well, first of all, it reminds me of WCW.
Yes.
Like they were like really hot, and then they brought in Jim Herd.
Yeah, for whatever that's worth. My word.
You need to just like seriously just make peace with the fact that the Young Bucks and Omega are going to WWE.
I don't know, man. Well, if they go, Cody's going to go, but I don't know. But the thing is, they might not go because it's been said by some that they favor the Westerners over there now, which has been making some homegrown Japanese talent not so happy. I mean,
Well, there you go. Then they changed it up.
Although that could also be kayfabe because Naito said it in a promo. But I don't know. I've been hearing rumblings about it. I don't know, man. On the flip side, and you said you take this guy's word with a grain of salt, however, Tama Tonga addressed that report where Uncle Dave said New Japan Pro Wrestling locker room is not having fun under its new management. He tweeted these, quote, funny reading that a lot of foreign performers are complaining about the work atmosphere not being fun in New Japan. What a load of expletive. Plenty of great talents out there that would be grateful to have an opportunity to work in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Who fed you these lies, Uncle Dave? New president and management helping the company gain sponsorship with international expansion. What a time to be a part of New Japan. Traveling, big money, company growing. Yeah, B word. Us foreigners that have been here and worked our asses off are very proud of how far we've come. So to the foreigner and foreigners complaining to Uncle Dave that they are not having fun, you can GTFO. I've never in my career here in New Japan have ever heard of a Japanese wrestler complaining about the work atmosphere not being fun in New Japan. GTF out of here. So there you go. So I don't get it. Is it the like they're putting more emphasis on the foreigners or are the foreigners not having fun? I don't get it.
So first of all, if you look at his Twitter, he's always like just bragging on fans when they reply to him. That's all he does. He's a very angry soul. So I don't listen to a word he says.
Well, I'm thinking
And
some of that might be
he's-
gimmick. Maybe because he's a
Well,
huge
I've heard
heel.
he's a real jerk in real life. He's a jerk in real life.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Him and Roman got into it for
And then-
whatever freaking reason on Twitter.
And then the other thing is he said a lot of young talent would like it. Well, of course the young talent would like it. They want to get noticed.
Yeah.
That's kind of a stupid statement. Young talent will love it. Well, duh.
Well, he also said that he never heard the homegrown Japanese talent complaining about it.
Oh, well, if he hasn't heard it, then it didn't happen.
Well, yeah, it's Tama freaking Tonga. It's the bad boy.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you watch your mouth, Greg. But yeah, so, I don't know. Take that for what you will with all of this crap. But yeah, that is that. Well,
War games. The Bucks will show up.
eat it. No. They need to stay right where the hell they are.
It's going to be huge.
They need to stay right the
They're
hell
going
where they
to
are.
the big league.
They're in the big league.
Sure. Yeah, you tell yourself
The
that.
number 2 company in the world. It doesn't get much bigger than WWE. Like there's WWE, then New Japan, then everyone else.
Dude, they couldn't even halfway sell at the Cow Palace here.
Well, yeah, because it's called New Japan, and they don't have a lot of airtime here in America. But I'm just saying.
How can you call them the second biggest in the world when they don't have a lot of airtime here in America and they don't sell shows, except for like little bingo halls?
They do sell tickets, and I mean, name another company that's above them.
Well, I'm not saying
worldwide.
you're wrong about them being number 2, but you need to emphasize it by saying a distant number 2.
Well, okay, they're not like right on their heels. I never claim that, but I mean, they do sell tickets, and over in Japan, they're the biggest company there. So, and they do sell out venues all over Japan, and they're decent sized venues. They're not arenas.
So they're a regional.
Yeah, and they do have moderate
WWE
success
goes
in the
everywhere.
States.
It sells out though.
Yeah,
but WWE has huge success, so they're a distant number 2.
Well, yes, but you're also, I mean, you're factoring in a lot of other stuff. They have more freedom in New Japan. They have partnerships with other companies that will pay them when New Japan is not, other stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, they're not getting paid what they would in WWE. They're not having the airtime as WWE, but that's not everybody's end game is to go to WWE.
Oh, yes, it is. They're lying if they're saying no, it's not. Yes, it is.
Well, if they like their freedom, like, you know, because WWE, when you go to WWE, you sell your soul like it's theirs. Like, they control 100% of you.
That's what the internet says, but, you know.
Well, no, I mean, they've proven, they said...
Chris Jericho does his own thing, still there, but...
Yeah, well, Chris Jericho's also been there forever, and he's a huge vet. But I'm talking, like, the average talent that hasn't been there forever and been a huge draw there forever and whatever, like Cena and whatever. The average guy or gal on the roster is not going to get that freedom. So, I mean, it's been that way since day one.
I mean, you could ask anybody, like, who's this? Like, I don't know, pick a mass name. Like, who's Titus O'Neil? Oh, he's that big idiot on there. You know, who's Jay White? I don't know.
I mean, to a certain extent,
that's
but
my point, and like they're more well known, so
some of them
they
on
want
there,
to go to WWE to get known, to go other places to be good, like Cody Rhodes. Nobody would have gave a damn about Cody Rhodes in New Japan had not been WWE first. He'd have just been Dusty Rhodes' kid, just like you know Chris Benoit's kid. He's going to be known for that, but that's it.
Well, I mean, you know, to a certain extent, you're right, but at the same time, I mean. Yeah, the average person, if you don't watch WWE on a consistent basis or whatever, you're not going to know about, you know, who the hell Titus O'Neil is or give a crap about him. Even Elias, who's very popular, unless you watch WWE consistently, I mean, he's not a huge star there. There are like a handful of people who the average dude on the street who casually watches will tell you, oh yeah, Roman Reigns.
But my point is the New Japan guys would be even lower on that totem pole to that same person.
Well, of course. But that's what they're working
That's why.
There's also something.
They've been around for many decades. Like
they
should be
Japan
by now.
Yeah, but they've been concentrating only in Japan. They're only just in the last couple of years expanding.
Well, that's pretty dumb. They should have tried years ago.
Well, because years ago they didn't care about expanding. They wanted to be a Japanese promotion with Japanese success because that's where their bread and butter was. But now they're looking and they're like, who else is there? There's WWE, and that's it. I mean, you can say Impact, but no. You can say Ring of Honor, but no. Like, they're it. And they're just now opening up pocketbooks and getting in new people. I mean, with the cleaning of house, they could be doing...
That's to lose 4 big people.
I don't know. There is also something to be said for, you know, staying there and helping them build and helping... I mean, you could be the star of a growing promotion and people could, you know, they were with New Japan when they became big time or something, you know?
Yeah, like AJ Styles. And AJ Styles is now in WWE, so there you go.
Yeah, well, you saw... I don't think he would have been because he did have loyalty forever. His whole thing with bad management and the fact that you could tell TNA was stagnant and they were not going to break that wall. Like they hit that ceiling.
Well, yeah, but he did say on an episode of Down. He did say on an episode of Up Down Down. He said his end game was always to go to the WWE. He said he was never going to retire without trying it. So I believe that applies to every single wrestler, whether they admit it or not. So I believe the Young Bucks and Omega will be there.
Perhaps.
Besides, they want that match with New Day.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably...
we all want that match, but...
I mean, you're probably right, but I would like to think that they have a little bit
If
more.
there's one
loyalty than
holdout,
that.
it's Cody. I mean, I can see Cody not going because he's been there.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Cody, I think Cody's having more success outside of WWE than he ever would going back. And the thing was, and this is a weird thing, Kenny Omega, he's not getting booed or trashed or anything, but the thing is, now that he's become the champion and he's not chasing the title anymore, he's not as hot as he once was. People have seemed to cool on him.
That was a Bischoff thing, too. He said the same thing in WCW. He said, like, when someone was chasing out, they were hotter.
So. It does apply a little bit. I mean, John Cena, well, I mean, he blew up regardless, but people didn't care as much. Like, they wanted him to be that champion so bad, and then, when he finally won the title, they were like, boo.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. People are fickle. Wrestling fans are weird. Nerds.
I feel like you can almost Daniel Bryan a little bit, too, in his first run. Or,
yeah.
sorry, his second, no. The one after WrestleMania 30.
Right.
I felt like the yes chance died down a little bit, and then they picked back up when he lost the title and came back. At WrestleMania 31 in Santa Clara, he was like heavily cheered, and I didn't hear that on Raw or something before that one.
Right. All right. Well, I only have one story from Impact Wrestling. I know
the whole one.
Yeah. Hey, you've been waiting with bated breath, and here we go. Impact is moving to 10 p.m. Eastern on Pop TV starting later this month.
Show of hands. Who's surprised it's just moving times and not like, going under?
Hey, this is the second hottest show that Pop TV has, all right? Besides, and this is not a curse word because they use it as a name, Schitt's Creek.
What a coincidence. It's like hand in hand.
Right? One's named Schitt's Creek, and the other one is Up That Creek. So there you go. But yeah, so there you go with Impact Wrestling. Am I surprised that it's not in the twilight hours of the night on Saturday going into Sunday like ECW?
Old school ECW style, yep.
Oh, hell yeah. That Eric Bischoff likes to point out frequently on his podcast. Ah, man. All right, well, that moves us. I don't have any other stories from elsewhere, so let's move into our shoot sports now, bro. It's time for UFC news, and it's a big week for MMA and UFC specifically. Well, let's just start at the top, shall we? Daniel Cormier will defend the heavyweight title against Derek Lewis in the main event of UFC 230 in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, that was shocking.
Yeah, it's shocking that it's happening. It's not shocking that they wanted to bump their old main event. Oh, man.
Not only did they bump the main event, but they changed the match back to the original match.
Yeah. So it's going to be
Shevchenko versus Jacek. No, what originally was.
This is so freaking weird. Just the whole story of UFC 230 and these women and just it's so weird. Am I the only one that's just weirded out? I don't know. John,
this one's going to go and get hurt, and then it's not even going to have much.
Oh man, I know. Well, Derek Lewis is going to have to pull out of the fight because his genitalia is too warm. So there you go. John Jones, Alexander Gustafsson's title fight is set for UFC 232. There you go.
Come on, Gustafsson.
Hell yeah, I will be watching that one with my fingers crossed. This one, we didn't get to cover it last week, I don't believe, but you mentioned it to me. Dustin the Diamond Poirier is now injured, and his UFC 230 fight against Nate Diaz is off. That sucks.
Yeah, that's why they put that heavyweight title match on there.
Yep, and that was one of the reasons you wanted to watch the damn card.
That was the main reason.
Yeah, there you go. Now it's...
Well, Nate Diaz already went on TMZ and said, he's ready to fight. He'll be in the Garden. He's telling Nate, get him a fight. So
I will be in the octagon issuing an open challenge, bro.
That's not someone that you want to just jump in there against for fun.
Then all of a sudden, Chris Jericho's theme hits, and he comes out with the IWGP Intercontinental title.
Wearing a mask.
And his face paint. He's gone crazy. Chris Jericho's gone insane. All right, this next story is straight from the Wrestling Observer here, their website. In an interview with ESPN's Brett Okamoto, the UFC light heavyweight and heavyweight champion Daniel Cormier intimated that his planned fight with former UFC heavyweight champion and WWE star Brock Lesnar might not happen after all. Cormier has been very vocal about his plans to retire in 2019 before he turns 40. Cormier mentioned that he still plans to fight just 2 more times, with his short-notice heavyweight title defense against Derek Lewis coming up in November, counting one of them. If he retains his title on November 3rd at Madison Square Garden, Cormier says that he'll have his choice of Lesnar or the winner of Jon Jones and Alexander Gustafsson's rematch that will close out UFC's 2018. The Jones-Gustafsson fight will be for the soon-to-be stripped light heavyweight title that Cormier currently holds. Cormier said that the Jones fight would matter to him more because Jones has beaten him twice and continues to be a rival for him. However, he feels that the Lesnar fight would be better for him financially.
Yeah. Also, Jones he cheated the second time, so.
Yeah. Well, then they had to cancel their third fight, didn't they?
No, they canceled the second one once, and then it went through.
Oh, okay. Man, I don't know. I would want to see him versus Jones only because I want to see him beat Jones. But what if Jones loses to Gustafsson? Then what?
Which is a very real possibility because he lost to him the first time.
Yeah. I really hope he loses to him the second time. So if he loses, does Cormier say F it and still go for Jones, or does he go for Brock?
Oh, he's going to go for Brock. That fight's going to happen.
Hope so. Dana White says that UFC 229 did, quote, way over 2 million pay-per-view buys. Not shocked.
It's the McGregor effect.
There you go. No, it was because of Khabib. Gosh.
Oh, my mistake.
Speaking of...
Because, his last one barely broke 500,000, but yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, barely broke 500,000. Then he takes on McGregor and bam. I mean... That card in itself was good, but still, come on. Speaking of which, my last story here. Khabib Nurmagomedov threatens to leave the UFC if his teammate is released.
Why?
His teammate that jumped the cage and punched Conor in the back of the head. He said if they threaten him or if they fire him, then they better just give him his walking papers because he's done. No, not Khabib. I don't know.
Coming soon to a Bellator cage near you.
Man, it's sad that you're not joking, by the way. They would sign him and all of his cronies.
Yep.
Oh, man. UFC exposure must be on TV. Yeah, good.
Still ain't working for him.
Yep. Any other stories that I may have missed?
I mean, it's a quiet thing right now, but they're saying they're trying to get McGregor to go on 5 weeks notice against Diaz. So,
oh man, well, I just
keep in mind their first fight was on 5 weeks notice. So,
well, I don't think they can because from what I just read, they put him on medical suspension. It required.
They can get around that. That's not a thing.
I don't know. I also heard something about the Nevada Athletic Conference or Commission, whatever. Has deemed Conor responsible for something in that fight, and they were charging for something.
They're just gonna get a 10-day suspension. It's gonna be over. So whatever.
Well, okay, then that's that, I guess. So whatever.
It's all gonna be washed under the bridge. It's not even gonna be a thing now.
All right. Well, that's
just gonna be a promo now for the next fight. That's all it is. So there you go.
Oh, it's sad that you're not freaking joking. All right. Well, anyway, before we move into our subject at hand, took us a while, but there was a lot of news to cover. Some big stuff, bros. Before we get into the subject at hand, which is part 3 of Russo's amazing, majestic era in WCW. Real quick, before we take a promo break, I do want to let you know how you can get the look, bro, by going to our Redbubble store. If you head on over to redbubble.com/people/podcast wrestling society, you can get the look bro, and you can get some great swag for the show. You can check out our entire portfolio of artwork that you can get on a variety of different products. I like our various logos that we've got. My personal favorite is Uncle Dave Says Plans Changed, and it's got 5 stars underneath it. And of course, one of your favorites, Greg, is the A Dayton with Destiny logo, and it says, yeah, Dayton.
Yeah,
underneath. Dayton. There you go. Says it right underneath. Ramon's favorite is Hobo Effin' Wrestling, another HCW shirt. And I think a couple of your personal favorites are Official Naked Midian Fan Club President and hashtag Junkhand Out of Nowhere. Gotta get those, man. But
if you buy either one of those shirts, I'll personally visit you and give you a cup of coffee.
Oh man, that's a deal in itself. But you have to live within proximity of a cafe.
The San Francisco Bay Area.
Oh, there you go. Well, everybody's screwed then. But you can get these logos on stickers, mugs, tall mugs, travel mugs. You can get them on clocks, just a variety of things, cell phone cases, whatever. And if you don't see something that you would like a logo printed on, like maybe you want a pillow that says, "The look, bro," then, definitely let me know and we can hook you up. Or maybe you want a duvet that says, "Hobos still rule," because you're into that sort of thing. I don't know. But either way,
because they rule.
Yeah, they rule your bedroom, I guess. But hit me up on social media, and I will try to make that work for you. It is redbubble.com/people/PODWRES Society. All right, we're going to take a quick promo break after that to let you know about another great podcast here on the Drama City Productions Podcast Network. When we come back, it's all about Russo in WCW. We're starting in May. Get ready for that. And get your hard hats on and your rain boots. We're shoveling some crap, and it's going flying everywhere. Hooray for us. We'll be right back.
Drama City Productions.com.
Know me as the prince of the rap game. When I get that flow going, people start to dilate. Never hear me rap on how to discriminate. Fear and hate is what I plan to eliminate. Yeah, y'all know me. This is Trent from Chino's Hip Hop Stop. Come on in and give us a listen if you like listening to hip hop and real talk. Alright, shoots.
Drama City Productions presents.
Hey, it's Ben here, host of the Regular Stories podcast, a podcast where I interview interesting people about their lives. These are not celebrities, they're not the elite. These are regular people, and these are their stories. You can follow us on Facebook at Regular Stories and on Instagram at Regular Stories. We are everywhere that you can get a podcast. We are on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, just about everywhere else. Look up Regular Stories Podcast.
All right, we are back here on the Podcast Wrestling Society. And you know what time it is, Greg?
It's that time.
It's Adventure Time. Oh, wait, no, sorry, that's a different show. We are diving... It's never Adventure Time. We are diving into May here in the Russo era. May of 2000, May 8th to be exact. The main event, Jeff Jarrett versus Sting for the Heavyweight Championship. Yeah. So, you want to know what the ratings are?
Not really.
Well, Raw pulled in a 6.2, Nitro a 2.8. Ooh, more than doubled. Although that seems to be a trend here. Comparedly, over on Raw, we have Chris Benoit versus Chris Jericho for the Intercontinental Championship. And that, I know we say this jokingly, but that legitimately is a main event anywhere in the world.
Except on Nitro.
Yeah, no, there we get Hulk Hogan versus Mike Awesome. That was a week earlier, but you get the point. All right, just to set this up, after the shocking events of Slamboree tipped WCW on its side, the war continued to wage on between the Millionaires Club and the New Blood. By the end of the night, after DDP and the Total Package were sent to the hospital and Flair quit the sport, Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, and Sting were left to fight alone against the entire New Blood. You take it from there, Greg.
Okay. First of all, the show opens with DDP at Canyon's bedside, and he's like, it's like a somber mood. All of a sudden, the New Blood enters, at the attack page, and how fittingly it ends with Kimberly pouring urine all over DDP from Canyon's bedpan.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Why?
Just because.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Next segment. We get a little segment with Ralphus and Norman Smiley, and he declares that now it's Monday Night Ralphus. Yeah, that's a thing.
Hooray! This just keeps getting better the more you talk.
Then we get into what you just said now. This is early in the show too, by the way. You think this would be a main thing, but no. So David Flair turned on Ric Flair, which is the most shocking thing they've ever seen. But as I pointed out, it happened a year earlier, the same thing, but whatever. Mm-hmm. So Rick tells David in the ring, he's trying to appeal to his, to him, leave Russo. He says, he pulls out his cell phone, says, I have Vince McMahon's number on my phone. You'll be on Monday Night Raw next week if you leave with me. He said this on Nitro. By name.
Let's not recognize the competition, pal. Oh, wait. Never mind.
David turns to go with him, then again turns on him and cracks him in the back of the head with a statue model of the Statue of Liberty.
Why?
I don't know.
Why does he keep getting these models?
Russo keeps bringing them, I guess.
I guess so. And, yo, bro,
not to jump ahead.
I got a chest at home full of them.
Well, yeah. Not to jump ahead, but I think Daphne uses one later on Liz, I believe. So.
Well, why wouldn't she?
Yeah, right.
All right.
Okay, so now we're next thing I see is this one is we get a heel turn, bro. Oh, by the way, for the end of that segment, by the way, he quit, so he's gone.
Wait,
forever. He's gone forever. Ric Flair. He quits wrestling. He's gone forever, bro.
Why did he
Because he was upset that they turned David on him, and he goes, "I don't need this anymore." So, spoiler. He comes back soon. Anyways.
No. How could you, Rick? Leave the memories alone. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. That's later. Never mind. Go ahead.
Kurt Hennig appears to turn heel. He helps Sean Stasiak beat General Hugh G. Rection. Real name.
Here, he's only Captain Rection. All right. So, I don't know, according to the notes.
Here's to help him turn heel. And also, I want to point out, and I'm going to jump way ahead here, where I'm at now, Kurt Hennig hasn't even come back yet. So I guess he just decides to help Stasiak win a match and then leave. This is after fighting him the night before. So
I was going to say, weren't they just at each other's throats?
Mm-hmm.
What is life?
Swerve, bro.
I guess so. What the balls?
The filthy animals are back. Conan says he was suspended and Ray was hurt. Why I mention this is because 2 weeks ago, the announcers flat out said they left WCW. Now Conan says he was suspended and Ray was hurt. What one was it? Plot holes much?
Look, words don't matter, bro. All right? No one cares.
Oh, crap. They was listening?
Oh, my gosh. And apparently they beat up on Kevin Nash.
Yeah.
They went for his knee, bro. They capped him.
They tore his quadricep muscle off the bone, bro.
They went after him Tanya Harding style, bro.
That's back when taking a knee meant something, not that crap they do in the NFL. Anyways.
Man.
Going to hell.
Oh, man. That's messed up. All right, go on. Explain this next match to me. Why are we getting this random ass gimmick match in the center of the show? It's a stretcher match. Mike Awesome versus DDP, and Awesome wins
because Mike Awesome crippled Canyon the night before.
So must have stretcher match.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you need me to explain to you? You clearly just explain it all yourself.
I guess. Oh my gosh.
My next note, I have Scott Steiner is now angry at Russo and he hates his guts. No context whatsoever. He goes, "You don't touch me and tell me what to do," and that's after being his lackey the past couple of weeks. So, nothing about, "Hey, I'm tired of it." He just says, "Don't touch me and tell me what to do." He just randomly hates him now. I said Tank Abbott lays out Rick Steiner during a promo. It's not a face turn. Both are heel. Both will be teaming up later in the coming weeks. So I'm lost. What did that accomplish?
Yeah. You know what? I don't know. I'm not even gonna try. Chronic defeated Harlem Heat, the Harris Boys, and the Mamalukes.
Yeah. In that, Stevie Ray lays out Big T, aka Ahmed Johnson.
Ahmed, googly moogly.
So Stevie Ray lays him out and just walks out on him. Is this a face turn or what? Now, again, to jump ahead to where I'm at, I'm actually glad I'm far ahead. Now I can see some context or lack of context. We don't see Stevie Ray or Big T again at all, and I'm already in mid-July.
They're gone forever, bro.
So yeah, he turns on him, and we don't see Harlem Heat anymore. And all of a sudden, Booker T could just be Booker T again. He doesn't have to lose the T. So again, it's all restored because they hit the reset button. I don't know.
Well, and there you go, bros and broettes. You can go over to redbubble.com/people/podrest society and get yourself a t-shirt that says, "We'll set him on fire, then he's gone forever, bro." Right there. And it can match right up with all of this. And you can get going on that. My God. All right. I see, as you pointed out, Elizabeth wrestled.
Well, hold on. Just one more thing I got to say in here. So in this match, Rick Steiner returns and helps Tank beat up Scott Steiner.
Mm-hmm.
All are heels, and the two were just fighting a minute ago, but now they're friends again. And then Tony Schiavone says, and I swear to you, dude, I rewound it twice and looked at his face. You could tell he was being legit when he said this. He said, "Folks, I've stopped trying to figure the show out a long time ago." He legitimately looked like, "What the hell am I calling?"
Oh yes, that's the
he
greatest
literally
thing.
threw the paper and his pen up in the air. And he was like, I'm done."
He says he checked out years ago. He said he checked out sometime in '99 or late '98.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because he said that's why a lot of that time period is a blur to him, and he doesn't really remember a whole lot because he was just going through the motions. He said he would sit out in his car and he'd sit out there until he had to go to the desk because he didn't want to go inside. He just hated his life so bad. He'd sit out in his car in the rain. I'm like, that's sad. Good Lord. And what's worse is it's not like he had a job waiting for him up north either, like some people did. Vince didn't like him. Yeah, Vince didn't like him. But, JR in a cowboy hat, now that was fine. Him and his barbecue.
Next one, Liz and Daphne. Yeah, so this is an actual match.
What was this thing about Goldberg, by the way? It says Goldberg's music played. In the back, Doug Dillinger and R&B security led Tank Abbott to the ring, who mocked Bill Goldberg.
Like him, yeah, you like Tankberg.
Oh, my God. Tankberg?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I didn't even try.
I forgot that skipped. I think I skipped that one. I thought it was funny, though. I mean, I was just going with stuff that's pure crap, but that was kind of funny, to be honest. So
nice.
In the Liz versus Daphne match. So all of a sudden, Medusa comes out and helps Daphne. And what I noticed is she's not scantily clad, and all of a sudden she's not against Vince Russo.
Okay.
After having been forced to be scantily clad and against Russo.
Right.
That was a week ago.
What are you doing? You're trying to make sense of things again. Stop it.
Sorry.
It's not gonna make sense, man. Just let it go, bro. It won't make sense, bro. Nobody cares.
And then Sting versus Jarrett.
Uh-huh.
It ends with Vampiro cutting a hole in the ring and pulling Sting through it again. And Sting coming out of the hole bloodied again. They've done this now twice.
The Stinger,
Same two guys.
says covered in yet another
within a week or
bloodbath.
two. Mm-hmm.
The Stinger was easily pinned by Jarrett. The rest of the New Blood hit the ring and annihilated Sting until Hogan and Nash arrived. Nash, who, by the way, was kneecapped earlier, fighting with the New Blood as Nitro went off the air.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Were they in street clothes at least?
No.
Oh,
Everyone wrestled, so.
damn. Well, but the Millionaires Club, when they finally become that, wrestled in street clothes. So figured I'd ask.
Now, before the next one, I don't get to see Thunder because it's on the network. I only took 2 notes from there. It said, I guess Vampiro attempted to bite off the head of a crow like Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, because everybody wants to see that.
And David Flair proposes to Daphne, which will be important later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, real quick, skipping over to where we are now, for those of you keeping track, we are on May 15th. The main event, main event's hot 2 weeks in a row over on Raw. We got The Rock versus Chris Benoit in an I Quit match on Raw. Speaking of which, this, for future reference, this is Chris Benoit's second main event in a row on Raw. This will be the first of 11 main events in a row for The Rock. That's insane. And then he skips a week and then has another long streak of main events. The Rock was hot as hot can be.
Well, yeah.
In this time.
2000 was his year. Yeah.
Holy mother of God. He was WCW champ, by the way. Got to point that out. Ratings for the 15th.
Ratings, bro.
Ratings don't matter, bro. Nobody cares. Numbers don't matter, bro. 6.1 for Raw, 3.1 for Nitro. So they actually ticked up a little bit. Wait till you see.
That's weird because someone is about to hear like, wow, people watch.
Yeah. By the way, what happened last week on Nitro, Greg? What did Ric Flair do?
He quits.
He quit the business.
Don't get ahead. Okay, so first thing.
Keep that in mind, people.
This is important. This is a landmark moment.
Oh, I bet.
Misfits in Action get names. So, Lieutenant Loco, because, that's not racist. Corporal Cation.
Again, not racist.
Private Stash. And Major Guns. Yeah.
Who, I believe, was a porn star. I don't know for sure. Just throwing that out.
That wouldn't surprise me. She's got that look.
Bro.
That look, bro. Okay, first match. Shane Douglas gets the Wall to be his partner because Buff is, quote, suspended.
So, of course, you get the Wall.
So, Shane Douglas leaves the match 30 seconds in. Himself.
By the way, I was correct.
So
Tylene Buck is an American pornographic actress, model, cam girl, and former pro wrestler and valet.
The fact that you looked it up,
I had to make sure. I'll be right back. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway.
Anyways,
continue.
So, yeah, Douglas leaves 30 seconds into the match. I'm not sure if that's like a more heel turn or a face turn for the Wall. I don't know what's going on there.
Swerve, bro.
Double turn, bro.
He's double heel. That's like double secret probation, bro.
Disco's in the back with Bischoff, and they're, quote, shaking up the system because he's calling him Glenn. And he said, Bischoff called him Glenn. His name.
Okay.
He goes, you got me with Luke, so I'm tired of it. I want to be with my friends. So basically, he's the Mama Luke's manager. Just says, I don't want to be with him anymore. Leaves them. That's the complete end of the whole thing they built up with those three. Just like that. It's over.
No one
So
cared, bro.
Bischoff tells him to do what he wants, and you'll see later he joins. I don't know if they wanted him, but he joins the Filthy Animals, and he's their lackey.
Well, apparently he was preoccupied with Kimberly, so he wasn't paying attention to anything that Disco said.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So there you go. Apparently, because Bischoff is a perv, apparently, I guess. I don't know.
Here comes a fun one. Daphne wins the Cruiserweight title in a mixed tag match. Yes, Daphne.
Wow.
Her and Crowbar take on Chris Candido and Tammy, and she wins the Cruiserweight title.
They just really wanted to crap all over that belt.
So let's look at the past couple of names that held that title: Daphne, Medusa, Oklahoma.
Yep. Man, it can only it's all downhill from here, man. You hit the top.
Oh my God!
All
of a sudden, Rick back after quitting a week ago.
Yeah.
So he's in the middle of the ring. He's cutting a promo. All of a sudden, we see a video air. It's a Russo Films expose in Ric Flair's home. So David takes him up to his room and shows him, I don't have a bed. I'm forced to sleep on a wood floor. And looks like he's like squatting in like an empty house or something, the way they have it set up.
I remember this segment where they go through Rick's closet and Vinny Ruru puts on one of his robes.
Yep. And he jumps all over his bed. He goes, check it out. I'm on Space Mountain. He's jumping around on it.
And then we get to see a young Ashley Flair, a.k.a. Charlotte.
Yeah. And then he says the family has a pool but makes him swim in a dirty creek. And he shows them Reed's trophies and said that Rick loves him more. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. If just, I mean, this is a long shot, but let's just say one of these days, David Flair happens to stumble upon our podcast. If he does, like right now, David, I want you to know that there's help out there if you're not mentally well at this time and you need someone to watch out for your own personal safety. Because we wouldn't want you to hurt yourself after listening to this and reminding you of just the wonderful stuff that you did and at your tenure in World Championship Wrestling.
Youngest U.S. champion in history.
Don't remind me of that, please. That didn't happen. It didn't happen. Let's not.
Okay, so this next one, I was laughing and crying, and so Norman and Ralphus are like, they're doing odd jobs now because they were quote fired, right?
Yeah.
So on this night they're selling popcorn, and they're walking around selling popcorn. They're all excited because they sold them all, and they walk to the back to get more from the vendor, and he's getting them more, and the vendor sees Ralphus put his hand down his ass crack, and then into the big pile of popcorn. He said, "What the hell are you doing? No, you're fired. Get out of here." And Norman's like, "I told you, Ralphus, crack kills. What are you doing?"
What the hell? Why?
You have to also picture Ralphus wearing that shirt that's like halfway cut and his guts exposed.
Yeah.
Missing like 7 teeth and walking around.
Oh my gosh. What the hell, man? Oh. Why?
Russo. Because Russo.
I guess so. Well, next up, man, for the next match, I'm seeing we're getting a 3-way dance between Hulk Hogan, Billy Kidman, whatever, and Horace Hogan. And Horace wins.
Yeah. Why wouldn't he?
Oh, man. And apparently this is
on fire, by the way.
Oh, yeah, this is where Horace joins the New Blood.
You got ahead of me. Heel turn, bro.
Oh, man. Let's go over the end of this match real quick because it looks overbooked as all balls.
No.
Let's see. Backstage, Eric Bischoff and Billy Kidman told Horace Hogan to trust them and not screw up. Eric told Hogan, Hulk, that his own nephew would kick his ass tonight. Hulk grabbed Kidman and tossed him in the ring like a rag doll as Eric joined the announcers. Horace just stood by and watched as the Hulkster worked over the young Billy Kidman. Kidman then tried to leave the ring, but Horace stopped him, throwing him back to Hulk. When Eric questioned his actions, Horace sent Bischoff to the floor with a right hand. The filthy animals entered, but it was the Hulkster and his nephew hitting everyone in sight with steel chairs, left to stand alone in the ring. As Tori Wilson came down the ramp, Horace nodded to her before clobbering Hulk with the chair. The animals, Kidman, and Bischoff embraced Horace, welcoming him to the New Blood faction. Wait a second.
Yeah.
So Horace just beat the tar out of everybody, and then they all just hug him at the end. Oh, it's okay, man.
Wow.
Like, what the hell? I have never seen anything go down like this ever.
Mm-hmm. There's another thing that we didn't talk about earlier. I have another one. A heel turn. Sid returns, turns on DDP, and joins the New Blood. Because if anybody is young enough to be in the New Blood, it's Sid.
It's effing Sid Justice. Oh, man.
And also, no spoiler, we don't see him anymore. So he literally turns heel and is gone. Gone forever, bro.
We've said that so many times, but it's true.
And then the main event, Ric Flair wins the WCW title from Jeff Jarrett. And that makes our new world champion count under Russo's era at 5. And
just 5, huh?
Keep in mind, we are only about 6 weeks in.
Well, David Flair also said that Vince Russo was his new dad.
Yeah.
And David was on commentary for this, by the way. So there you go. This was Ric Flair's 15th world champion. That tentatively. But yeah. In the backstage, Eric Bischoff told Shane Douglas that he and Russo would be boarding a plane Wednesday morning and that the franchise was in charge at Thunder because reasons.
Yep.
I'm sorry. During this match, by the way, David and Daphne ran in and, along with Jarrett, destroyed the Nature Boy with a mini Statue of Liberty because
Because Russo needs to get rid of them.
Yes. Man, I bought too many of them, bro. They came in a package deal. I don't know what I was thinking. Use them, bro.
And every single one was over the back of someone's head, by the way.
Well, yeah.
Because like you said, it would be a Russo without attempted murder.
Well, yeah. And then they've been taking pointers from Khabib's boy. Anyway.
Yeah, right?
Enter Kevin Nash, who made the save again, powerbombing Jeff so hard that he collapsed the ring on impact. Again.
Yeah, and it didn't even go through it, by the way. It just made a dent.
And then Nash handed the belt to Flair as he celebrated with the Biloxi crowd. Yes, they were in Biloxi, Mississippi. Because
That's a hot town, man.
Yeah, because when I think hot wrestling crowds, I think Biloxi.
Oh, right. Way to ostracize some of our listeners. Sorry. Wow.
Yeah, I'm totally sure that they have the internet in Biloxi. Man, I'm just continually burying them.
Hey, that ain't me. You're getting the letter. I'm not.
I'm just joshing. Ha, Josh. Anyway.
I must have not seen anything bad on this Thunder, by the way, because I only took one note on it. So I just said the wall turned face on it.
What does that put our count up to with heel face?
I don't know. I lost count, man.
So did I. I can't keep up. On Raw, May 22nd, 2000, The Rock faced Triple H in the main event. And that's a hot one. And on Nitro, in retrospect, they were in Grand Rapids, Michigan, by the way, which is a hell of a change from Biloxi. We got Jeff Jarrett in the main event again. He's taking on Kevin Nash.
It's for the WCW title. That's right. I guess Flair was stripped of the title on Thunder.
The F.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, because I'm seeing on May 29th, Rick is defending the heavyweight title against Jeff
You're
Jarrett.
You're jumping way ahead.
Oh, God, I'm confused. Either way,
Good. Then we're right in the middle of the arrow. That's exactly where you should be.
The ratings for Raw, 7.1. That's insane, given what they are consistently today. For Nitro, 3.0.
That's actually not that bad, considering.
Yeah, but when you consider they're going up against a 7.1, that is poop.
I don't have a lot of notes from this one. It must not have been that bad. Mike Awesome starts the show. He comes out on a wheelchair, mocking Chris Kanyon. He's pretending he's paralyzed. So there you go. Right off the bat, Russo's making fun of people who are crippled. I love that.
Gotta love it, man. I'm seeing... This one is real specific, by the way. It's called a weapons match between the Cat and Booker T. And guess who wins there? The effing Cat.
And after the match, Booker T is fired.
Why?
Because he's fired, and he's going to come back as G.I. Bro. But I'm getting ahead.
Yeah, well, here, Sean Stasiak ran in to attack Booker, allowing the Cat to strike again and gain the pinfall. As the 2-on-1 continued after the bell, the Misfits in action made the save for reasons. Eric Bischoff and Kimberly came to the ring because apparently Kimberly's all up on Bischoff now. But then we're seeing Bischoff and Kimberly come to on the stage where Kat and the Perfect One joined them. Bischoff said that he said that his meeting last Wednesday went well, and he was one phone call away from changing the face of WCW forever. While Eazy-E asked Booker to join the New Blood, the group in unison shouted "Kiss my ass" as Major Guns dropped her shorts to reveal her skimpy thong underwear. Because, of course, she did.
Bro, she has an ass. We need to see it on TV, bro.
Porn star, bro. Get her naked, bro.
And
by the way,
as you know,
real quick, why is Daphne defending the damn cruiserweight title against Crowbar when they're supposed to be a team?
Because they were both in that match, and Crowbar thought he won it, and Daphne actually made the pin and walked off with it for it.
And I see Chris Candido and Tammy got involved.
Yeah. I only wrote down the worst stuff, okay? It gets worse.
There's a lot of worse stuff. There's a table versus ambulance match I'm seeing. Yeah. What the hell is it? What the hell is that? For reference, Mike Awesome defeats The Wall.
Either The Wall has to put him through tables or he has to put The Wall in an ambulance. What do you not get about that? It's clear as day.
What the hell? Well, and Shane Douglas gets involved, apparently, because everybody has to interfere in every match.
Well, yeah. Get everyone on the show.
The Wall jumped Awesome until the franchise intervened with a lead pipe. Whoa. That's Steiner's gimmick. All three fought to the back where DDP flew out of the ambulance with a chair because reasons. He leveled Awesome and threw him in the back of the ambulance and drove away. Douglas and The Wall continued their brawl throughout the backstage area.
Yep.
Yay.
And as you know, it wouldn't be a Russo show without some attempted murder, bro.
Oh, hell yeah.
Vampiro and Kevin attempt to set Hulk Hogan on fire.
And then he was going to be gone forever, bro. Oh, my good Lord.
And here we go. Here we go with more Russo thing. Ric Flair is stripped of the title. And Jeff Jarrett wins the title from Kevin Nash at the end of the night. New champ count, 6. I think we're about 7 weeks in.
Why didn't he make a tournament, bro?
He did. It was a mini one.
I guess so. Well, yeah, I see Vampiro defeated Hulk Hogan because why wouldn't he? What the hell? By the way, here's a good segment for you. The Filthy Animals attacked Ralphus and Smiley when they found a chair with a different color. Their chair was a different color. Whatever the hell. The Misfits in action came to the rescue, and what are they, the Shield? They came to the rescue and told Major Guns to revive Ralphus. She balked at the idea, but then, as Tony Schiavone said, took a grenade for the troops.
Yeah,
Just
came mouth to mouth.
Just before their mouths were about to meet, Ralphus stuck his tongue out, which was met with a slap to the face by the buxom blonde.
And don't forget, earlier he had his hand down his ass crack and touching pop.
Well, why wouldn't he, Greg? God, it's duh. I don't know what
Look at this.
I don't know what to say here.
Oh, there's some gems coming up on Thunder here. Check this out.
Oh, yay!
We got a triple threat between Daphne, Chris Candido, and the artist formerly known as Prince Iaukea. I mean, that's a main event anywhere in the country right there.
Oh, man. Anywhere in the world. Like, gosh. Like, that could headline on the moon, bro.
It would draw more than a Dating with Destiny, bro.
Oh, my gosh. Well, before we get it... wow. Before we get into... We have two more Nitros and a pay-per-view to cover before we wrap this one up. Mercifully. But before we do, let's take a quick pause here to let you know about some other great podcasts here on Drama City Productions Podcast Network, because we need a break. We need a breather. It's like too much awesome in one podcast. Like, is that possible?
If that's the thing, yeah. If that's even, yeah.
So let's take a break. Let you know about some other podcasts. DramaCityProductions.com, bros, where you can hear about this and these other awesome podcasts. We'll be right back.
DramaCityProductions.com.
Hunter Galcast here. Back in 1997, I tried to make my own freelance publication, Hunter Galcast. Founded in a thesaurus, Hunter meaning gothic, outcast is what I pretty much was. Films, any genre, comics, any genre, TV, you name it, I love discussing it. And now that we're in the podcast age, I still podcast with my partners in crime, Edward, Kendra, Todd, and any other guests that wish to come on the show. My gimmick is, I've got a BA in social science, so I try to bring philosophical and psychological aspects to it. But don't take my word for it. Listen to these testimonials that I have right here. Ahem. We know that you're serious. We've gotten little Johnny's ear in the mail. We don't have much money. But if you please accept us, we just want him home safe and sound. I don't know how that got there. Let me spell it out for you. HUNNICOUTCASTS. We're on Twitter, Facebook, iTunes, Stitcher, Player FM. We're on the interweb. The interweb. It's not just for pornography anymore.
And we are back to wrap up May and go head first into June. We're going to breach, bro. We're going ass first.
Ralphus's ass.
Why has his ass gotten like 3 or 4 mentions already? It's not.
It's gotten like 10 views on Nitro at this point too. So
oh, hooray!
At least you're not seeing it.
Well, yeah. Here, pretty soon he's going to ask for a bigger contract. On Raw, May 29th.
Well, hold on. We're on Thunder. We got to cover Thunder because there's some stuff here.
Oh, I bet.
So yeah, that triple threat I mentioned. There's a segment where Russo is trying to like run down Reed Flair.
Yeah, let's go for the kid, bro.
Yeah. Child endangerment's coming up, by the way, very soon. Probably not in this episode, but it's coming. He brings out Reed's teacher, and her name is, I'm not making this up, Mrs. Snodgrass.
Oh, yeah? I don't know what to say to that.
Says Reed was a bad student, and, he's terrible and all this stuff. And
that doesn't age very well.
They start arguing, and then they book Reed Flair versus David for the Great American Bash.
What the balls? I know I've said it already, but seriously.
Yeah.
What the actual hell?
Yep. Next segment, we get the debut of G.I. Bro. Because, you know, you got a future Hall of Famer here. What are you going to do? You're going to make him do the thing he did breaking into the business.
Yeah. Wait, what date is this, by the way? We're on March 29th? Or
it's hold on, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, or 25th.
Was this one? 24th world title match. Kevin Nash defeats Jeff Jarrett and Big Papa Pump.
Yeah, that's the next thing I was going to say. So new world champ count 7.
And this is like the third time in 2 months that it's changed hands on Thunder.
Yep.
Why? By the way,
screw you.
Didn't you just say that Booker was fired on Nitro?
Yeah, Booker T was fired.
Yeah.
But G.I. Bro wasn't.
So he's back 3 days later. 3 days.
Why is it gone though, bro?
Everybody's getting fired or quitting and coming back. And here's an epic tag team that can main event anywhere in the world. Billy Kidman and Horace Hogan, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh. I don't even know where to go with this. And poor Terry Funk keeps getting teamed up with Norman Smiley with crap.
How's that bad?
How?
It's the old Funker and the Big Wiggle. Come on, man. Real thing. I think it was Mark Madden that called him Wiggle Funk.
Oh my gosh! Or the Funk and Wiggle.
Yeah.
By the way, just rolling through. This is in the past, but I just saw this now. Made me chuckle. April 19th, 2000. Thunder was canceled due to a baseball game. Real news.
The Braves, bro. They're more important.
I will say that's a better excuse than Raw not being aired due to a dog show.
Yeah, it's true.
Or tennis. At least people watch baseball. But all right, so I guess that brings us to the 29th, right? Are we done with Thunder here?
Yeah.
Oh, mercifully. All right, well, I guess let's move on to May 29th on Nitro. Well, on the WWE side, May 29th, the main event is The Rock versus The Undertaker. Here we get Ric Flair versus Jeff Jarrett. Couple things. And first of all, the ratings. Raw, 6.4. Nitro, 3.0. I'm a little curious, though, because didn't we just say on Thunder Kevin Nash won the world's heavyweight title?
Can you just let me do it first?
Oh, okay. Well, that's why I'm confused. But all right. It says with the Great American Bash just 13 days away, the superstars of WCW, and I use that term lightly, pulled out all the stops on Monday Nitro en route to the Summer Spectacular. Kevin Nash returned. Well, I'll let you get into it.
Yeah. So Nitro starts off with Russo kidnapping Beth and Reed Flair.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, more crimes, bro. Not attempted murder, but this time it's kidnapping, bro.
Why wouldn't they have kidnapping?
Yeah, why just them?
Yeah, that's a good point. Why just them?
Yeah, left Ashley all at home alone, like, what's going on?
Bro, I'm going to visit her later, bro.
Oh, man. We're going to commit another crime together, bro. Oh, it's sick.
Oh, man. So, Nash comes out and gives Ric Flair the world title since he never lost it. So, Flair's the champ for the 16th time, and that makes 8 new world champions.
Man. Okay. I have to ask, does Rick know they've been kidnapped yet?
I don't think so.
I hope not, because if he's fiddle-dicking in the ring with Kevin Nash over a world title,
You'll notice You'll notice it's very early in the show, too, when this happens.
Yeah. As the outside, Rick arrived at the building in a black limousine. After telling his wife Beth to stay in the limo with Reed, R&B security, along with Vince Russo, took Beth and Reed into the building.
Yeah.
Why do we have a lumberjack tag team match up next, by the way?
Because reasons.
All right. And we have another effing ambulance match. What the hell?
Because Mike Awesome's the career killer, so he's taking people's careers.
Every week, bro. Kill the gimmick.
Why not?
The Undertaker didn't have casket matches on a weekly basis. I'm just saying.
It's because Russo it wasn't allowed to.
Yeah, Russo wasn't booking it.
Yep.
He would have had a Hell in a Cell match, main event Raw, like 3 times a month.
Yeah.
Kill the gimmick, bro. No one cares. Hot shot.
Next note I have on here is Miss Hancock comes out to dance because that was a thing. Yeah, real name. All of a sudden, Chris Candido. What?
When did she change her name to Foot Penis?
I don't remember. It's coming. Giggity.
Oh man, we're getting out of hand here. Giggity.
Yes.
Sorry.
Anyways, Chris Candido randomly interrupts her and says she's stealing his spotlight and he's here to take it back. As he grabs her, David Flair saves her. Random as hell. Had nothing to do with her. All of a sudden, he's chasing around. He's not a lunatic or a nut anymore. He's just normal. Like he got ahead with something. You can't. I don't know. All of a sudden, he's normal again.
Well,
yeah.
Not to jump ahead here, but another thing I'm seeing, not too terribly far ahead. Vampiro pulled up to the arena in a gasoline truck.
Yep.
And where did he get that? Gasoline trucks are us? Not to steal somebody else's gimmick here, but...
Oh, man.
Yeah, because those are just laying around on the side of the road. Nobody cares about Grand Theft Auto, bro. And then it would be grand larceny as well because of the product that he's hauling. So, 2 crimes in one. Man, so many
he ends
felonies.
up pouring gas all over Terry Funk. Saves him before he can light the blowtorch. So,
yeah. And I'm seeing he tells Sting that somehow, some way, he will set him on fire.
Yep.
The only thing I can think of in that situation is Will Ferrell telling John C. Reilly he's going to put his nutsack on his drum set. Like, I'm going to do it.
But he did.
He did. Yeah. Well, both of them did. They both followed through with it. See, the comparisons keep coming.
We get an awesome moment. DDP arrives at home. Kimberly threw all of his stuff on the front lawn. We get some cops in there saying there's a restraining order. You can't come in. And the cop, before he throws them out, says, "My kid's a huge fan of yours," and throws him out of his own house.
What the F? So we're going back to hobo DDP from the old days?
Yep.
Well, yeah, because now she's with Bischoff now, bro. First she was with the Booty Man. Now she's with old Eazy-E. So there you go. She gets around.
Yep.
By the way, we have a couple celebrities in the crowd here at this show. Karl Malone and Donny Osmond.
Donny freaking Osmond.
I didn't misspeak there. That's that happened. All right.
Yep. And Kidman beats Sting because why not?
Well, yeah, because Kidman is over, bro, and Sting is not. I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to come up with something here. Every match is an effing gimmick match, except for that one. That one was not. Although Vampiro got involved, of course, with a gas can, and then Hulk Hogan ran in because everything has to be overbooked.
Mm-hmm.
It's making my head spin. We get the U.S. title is on the line in what the F is an asylum match?
So they drop a round cage, almost looks like the Bellator cage, into the middle of the ring from above. So it doesn't cover the ring if the cage is like in the ring.
Okay.
And these are like weekly things, by the way, going forward for a minute too. So.
Oh, hell. That just sounds like the worst thing ever.
It is. But they got a cool camera on top of it.
Oh, I bet they did. Yeah.
And then we wrap it up with Jarrett winning the world title.
That's number 9.
9, yes.
So he gets handed the title and drops it 2 hours later.
Uh-huh.
What the actual F is going on? It don't matter. It's a prop, bro. And then... I'm sorry, I'm trying to go through the R&B security off the apron before setting up the figure 4 leg lock. David revived and slid the guitar to Jarrett, David Flair, who took it over the head of the Nature Boy. Russo, who had commandeered Charles Robinson's shirt, counted 3 because, you know, you wear the shirt, you are the ref, bro. And Jeff...
Rules.
That's how it works. Well, when streakers run onto the field in the NFL, can't they just rip off the umpire's shirt and like all of a sudden they're the new ref?
Yeah, if the NFL had umps, yeah.
Well, don't they have the umpire ref, whatever, has the U on the back of his shirt? I don't know. They got a bunch of different names for their referees. Anyway, Jarrett was once again the WCW heavyweight champion. After the match, David Flair held Reed on the ramp, teasing his father to get up as Nitro came to a close, because let's just keep torturing Rick.
Yep. That's
and
going
the
to continue
fans.
Too. Yeah, wait till June 5th. This is fun.
June 5th. I remember this because of the main event. I remember this main event because it was so god-awful stupid.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
In retrospect on Raw, The Rock defeated Triple H for the WWF Heavyweight Championship. Ratings reflected that. The ratings for both shows actually kind of took a dip. Raw got a 5.9, and then Nitro got a 2.8. So Nitro's was well-deserved. Raw's, not so much. We got to see The Rock become the WWF champ, but whatever.
Okay. First thing I wrote, we get a face turn, bro. Tori Wilson turns on Kidman.
Oh, bro. She's taking her talents to somebody else. I don't know.
Yeah, check this out, dude. This is the highlight of the show for me, man. Eric Bischoff wins the hardcore title from Terry Funk.
Yeah, because when I think Eric Bischoff, I think hardcore wrestling. Because we know how much,
man.
if you ever listen to his podcast, 83 Weeks, he loves gimmick matches. Just loves them. Can't stop talking about how much he loves gimmick matches. I'm being sarcastic, by the way, for all of you that don't know. Just, wow. I don't know.
Next, we get Goldberg returns. In the middle of the match, Rick Steiner interferes, hits him with a chair. You can clearly tell he hits him wrong, and he busts the back of his head open. It was disgusting.
Well, you got to hit that bald idiot in the back of the head. Bust his ass open. Got to happen.
Yeah.
You're bald, you must be busted open in the back of the head. That's what happened to Stone Cold.
It's true. Same way, too.
Yeah, by Vince McMahon.
Next, we get a cage match, Russo versus Flair. I wrote something interesting I noticed. All of a sudden, the standard cage in WCW is a Hell in a Cell. Past couple of weeks, it was just on the apron like a normal cage. Now it's a Hell in a Cell. Yeah. I don't know why.
I don't know. More poking fun, I guess? Hell if I know.
They do another thing where Sting beats Jarrett. We think we got a new champion. But Bischoff said, we never said the title was on the line.
Yeah. Man, Hollywood Hogan versus Horace Hogan in a steel cage. That's a main event anywhere in the world, bro.
Well, he had said earlier tonight, Hulk Hogan's not going to face his own nephew at all. And then he came out with the NWO music as Hollywood Hogan. So,
wow. That's because that's better. And we get a random appearance of Hollywood Hogan because...
Yeah. And we get back-to-back cage matches, though, you know.
Oh, yeah, because you can't abuse that enough.
Russo beats Ric Flair.
with Beth and Reed Flair.
Yeah. Why? It was an amazing match too. It was like 5-minute classic.
Flair beat the hell out of Vince Russo, tearing his shirt from his body.
They ended up going to the top of the cage, if I remember right.
Well, as the Nature Boy sent Russo into the cage, David Flair appeared under the ring. Rick turned his barrage to his son, chopping him into oblivion. Russo commandeered a ladder. How do you get a ladder in a cage match?
Because it was under the ring. They got it at Ladders or Us.
Well, how did he get under the ring?
I don't know.
Anyway,
and they were playing up all night too. They was gone. No one knew where he was. Russo was pretending to be worried, about his son.
Well, then he opened up a section of the cage and climbed to the top. Flair followed as the two took their fight 20 feet above the ring. As they climbed back down, Rick applied the figure 4 on Vince until the new bloodbath fell from the ceiling. The new bloodbath. Wow. Covering everyone in the ring, Russo and David mauled Rick, leading to a Russo pinfall. Just in no universe should this have ever happened. You could have shot Ric Flair in both kneecaps, and he still should have been able to beat Vince Russo with his arms tied behind his back.
Well, that's what you would think.
He would have been he was the best torso in wrestling at that point. Mother of God.
Look at that last match, though. This is this is money right here.
Let's get into it.
So Nash is running the gauntlets against the entire New Blood.
Sort of. There's an asterisk there. We'll get to that.
One of my favorite parts of this entire match is Nash is jackknifing guys left and right.
Mm-hmm.
And the referee's counting three counts. And Nash isn't pinning the guy at all. The guy gets jackknifed. They're on the ground. Mark Johnson, I say that because everyone knows him as Slick, makes the 3 count, and the guy's out. But Nash never covered him or anything. And not even a finger, not even a foot on his chest. Nothing.
There were a couple people that he would just big boot, too. They'd come in, big boot, and he'd drop down 1, 2, 3. They're out.
Yep.
I'm like, there was one guy that he was like, oh, I should probably pin him, and he put a foot on him for a second. And this was at a 2 count, by the way, that he put the foot on. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Russo came out and said that Nash would lose his shot if he lost a fall or if a member of the Millionaires Club interfered. The faster they entered, the harder they fell as Nash ran through the New Blood gauntlet. Soon it was 7-on-1 until Goldberg came out for the save. Bischoff said that he would suspend Goldberg on Thunder. Oh, no. Goldberg said that if a suspension was handed out, Bischoff was next.
Yeah.
This was the go-home show, ladies and gentlemen, to the Great American Bash. And you know how great it's going to be when Sting and Vampiro are on the cover of the
Now
poster.
in the archives, by the way, that match.
Oh, yeah, there's a good old watch-along for that one. The tagline on the poster says, "Flames light up the night as Vampiro and Sting enter the ring in a Human Torch match." Oh, man. Licking my chops for this freaking one. God help us all. And now I guess that brings us to the moment we've all been waiting for, the wrap-up of this episode.
Yeah. What a pay-per-view.
Yep.
And I say that very, very, very loosely.
Yeah. Well, there were 10 matches on the card. That's a lot. But keep in mind, 2 of the matches are under 5 minutes.
Also, before you get worried, I want you to ease your worries. There is an ambulance match on this card, so don't worry.
Oh, thank God. Yes. There's also... Okay. The first match of the night, no gimmicks. Lieutenant Loco defends the Cruiserweight Championship against Disco with a Q. And then that match lasted 4 minutes and 57 seconds. Get it out of the way, bro. Get it out of here. Nobody cares. Then we've got another match.
But he's a fellow New Yorker, bro.
Well, we got another match. Thank God, no gimmicks. It was a tag team match to determine the number 1 contenders for the WCW tag team titles. Chronic defeats the Mamalukes. Big Vito and Johnny the Bull. That was less than 10 minutes, 9 minutes and 20 seconds. And then, yes, we get the ambulance match. Mike Awesome defeats DDP. Those are words that came out of my mouth.
Because we get a swerve, bro. Canyon is miraculously healed, gets up, turns on DDP, hits with a diamond cutter off the stage. Swerve!
Yeah, because, you totally want to side with the guy that threw you off of a freaking cage and tried to kill you.
To be fair, he does this, and Mike Awesome looks like he's shocked. And then there's a point where he shoves him out of the way, he shoves Awesome out of the way when he's going to throw Paige into the ambulance. He being Canyon, pronouns, pal.
Wow. I don't know what to say about an ambulance match that only goes 4 minutes and 41 seconds. But yeah, happened.
Well, it's the 5th ambulance match in as many weeks, so.
Yeah. So he's an expert at him by now. But, and this was before the Fat Chick Thriller. Well, let's get to the...
I haven't gotten there yet. I'm waiting.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's got to be the career killer, and then he's going to be the Fat Chick Thriller.
Oh.
And up next, we get to one of the longest matches of the night. The second match, the longest match of the night, by the way. And why wouldn't this match be that long? It's G.I. Bro defeating Sean Stasiak in a boot camp match.
G.I. Bro.
Mother of God. I just don't know what to say about that one. But that happened. Then we get to another gimmick match, bro. 3 in a row, bro.
Read the title. It's just great. It's great.
I see tables match with Shane Douglas defeating The Wall.
No. It's a 3 out of 5 tables match.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
So you have to put your opponent through 3 tables?
Yes.
Attempted murder, bro. Broken backs, bro. What the hell? Shane Douglas versus The Wall just seems like a barn burner. And they put each other through 3... Shane Douglas apparently put The Wall through 3 tables within 8 minutes.
They climb the top of a ladder, and then he pushes them off, and he goes through 3.
Well, that's better than what I was thinking, so kudos on that finish. And
then afterwards, The Wall gets up and choke slams the hell out of Slick Johnson.
Oh, man, yeah. Because you wouldn't want somebody to sell being put through 3 tables. That would be stupid.
Leo Rush laughs at you.
Wow. Then we get a handicap asylum match. But don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. You know what we talked about last week and the previous episodes of Russo's era. In a 2-on-1 situation, the one always wins. Scott Steiner defeated Rick Steiner and Tank Abbott in 3 minutes 46 seconds. What the actual F?
Well, so they're beating the hell out of Scott, and then Tank takes his gloves off. He's about to assault him barehanded.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
Gets a out of his pants. Hold for awkward.
Wait, he what out of his pants?
Pulls a chain out of his pants.
Oh, barehanded?
Yeah, with his junk hand. And he goes to punch Scott with it, but Rick won't let him assault him with that. He doesn't want his brother to get that hurt. So he accidentally takes the hit for him.
Wow.
And then Scott beats Tank Abbott.
Okay. Well, so that happened. In less than 4 minutes, I might add. All that BS.
Check this out, dude. The next 2 matches are both, if one of the guys loses, they must retire.
In
a row.
Yeah, we'll got to have that. The singles match with Horace Hogan as a special guest referee. Hollywood Hogan, because he's back, brother, for no reason whatsoever, defeats Billy Kidman. And this match went on for 11 and a half freaking minutes. Yeah, so that happened. And then we get Ric Flair defeats David Flair with Vince Russo in his corner via submission.
Quick, I think Horace turned face in this too, by the way.
Well, why wouldn't he? Apparently this pay-per-view sucks so bad they don't even have a rundown very much on Wikipedia. Well, Hollywood Hogan pinned Billy Kidman after hitting him with brass knuckles. Because, yeah, if Hogan is going to win over Billy Kidman, he's got to use brass knuckles. Can't do it himself.
Kidman's on fire right now, dude.
Yeah, but it's Hulk Hogan. Yeah, and it says right here, if Hogan lost, he would have to retire. If Ric Flair had lost his match, he would have to retire. But that didn't happen. Don't worry about that. Rick beat David via submission, I assume with a figure 4 in 10 minutes and 16 seconds.
Yeah, so Vince at one point handcuffed Rick, and then like Reed came over and hit a low blow on Vince Russo, and he unlocked Rick from the handcuffs, and then Ashley handcuffs Vince Russo and gets a figure 4. Yeah. It's as bad as it sounds, by the way.
I can imagine. It's freaking David Flair and Vince Russo. All right, next match is the infamous Human Torch match where Vampiro sets Sting on fire, bro. Then he throws him off the Tron. He's gone forever.
Oh, but to be fair, it doesn't throw off the Tron. Sting jumps.
Oh, well, yeah. It's semantics. But this thing takes 7 minutes and 23 seconds, and it's not good. But then again, why would it be? Then our main event of the night is actually the longest match of the night. My God, it's for the WCW title with Ernest Miller as a special guest enforcer because...
Well, that's not all. He's the... Conan's the bell ringer. Rey Mysterio's the timekeeper. Disco Inferno's the belt keeper. Juventud Guerrera with his... Not there's anything wrong with this, but it was his like severely broken English
and
is the
lisp.
ring announcer. Is the ring announcer, yeah.
Yeah. The Juice. Well, and let's see some of this. Jeff Jarrett wins over Kevin Nash because, whatever.
Well, because of the biggest, one of the worst heel turns ever. Goldberg comes out and turns heel.
And he joins the New Blood because, of course, Goldberg is New Blood material.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I can't wait
and
for
then
him.
also in the middle of the match, Rick Steiner and Tank Abbott come out attacking Scott Steiner. By the way, they were just like kind of fighting inside that cage. And now they're all now all of a sudden they're together beating the crap out of Scott Steiner.
We're bros.
The same Scott Steiner Rick was stopping him from beating the crap out of earlier. Like, okay, you're not going to beat him with a chain. We can beat him together though. That's okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, yeah, that happened.
Also, remember earlier you mentioned like Bischoff said he was one call away from changing things forever. One ended up being the Goldberg heel turn. So that was that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, man. By the way, this was only like a week or I think 2 weeks after Judgment Day, which was headlined by The Rock and Triple H. This one, we get that.
In an Iron Man match, I believe.
Yeah. It was in Louisville, Kentucky as well. And yeah, it was an Iron Man match. Yeah. We had DX, which Road Dogg and X-Pac defeating the Dudleys, Chris Benoit defeating Chris Jericho, Shane McMahon defeating Big Show. That one's a little weird, but whatever. Eddie Guerrero defeating Dean Malenko and Perry Saturn. And then Too Cool defeats Team ECK, which is Edge, Christian, and Kurt Angle. That one's a little weird too, but whatever, I dig it. So yeah, after that, like 2 weeks later, we get this turd. Man, I don't know about you, but I can't wait for the time when Goldberg refuses to follow the script.
It's coming.
Oh, I bet it is.
I can't wait.
Oh man, we know it's coming, and
we can't take our eyes off it.
Unfortunately.
A little sneak peek real quick of the next episode. It's going to start with a show that I have kind of dubbed the Child Endangerment Show.
What the hell?
There's 2 moments on this show in which there's like severe child endangerment.
Good to know. All right. I'm going to dig it.
Oh my God. It's not like violent, but it's not something you would do to your kids. So,
well, you want to know what just for kicks and gigs, you want to know what the buy rate for this abortion was?
0.001.
0.19.
Sounds about right.
Not really respectable by any rate. 85,000 people. Let's just say that. 1,000 people. Why it was that many? Don't ask me. I don't know. And we haven't even hit the bottom of the barrel yet.
You're
by
talking
the way,
about that was all Human Torch match watchers right there, man.
Well, I bet, yeah. Well, it actually gets jacked up the next month, and they saw a spectacle.
The main event's Hulk Hogan, so I mean, that's that.
Well, they got a show.
Well, so, yeah.
And we will get to that possibly in part 4. Do you think we'll hit it in part 4?
Yeah, it's the next pay-per-view. Yeah, we'll definitely hit it the next one.
All right, cool. Well, that's this was a lot of crap we covered today, bro. I'm not even really sure.
What do you mean crap?
I said what I said. I just all right. Well, anyway, I think that about wraps it up. I'm done torturing myself and you, for that matter. So that brings us to next week. What we can expect this week on YouTube. I do want to let you guys all know that you can see the top 5 best and top 5 worst Ruthless Aggression era gimmicks. Also, we are working on it. You may get a WWE 2K19 review, just a little one right now. We'll bring you probably something better later on, but just the initial things that we're seeing. Give you a real quick video just for a little more content. As I said, those are YouTube exclusive. Next week, it will be WCW Vince Russo era part 4.
Yeah, that one's gonna be
Money.
something.
Oh yeah, there's some stuff coming up. Some stuff. YouTube exclusives that you can look for next week is Kyle and I will bring you our Evolution predictions, because that is coming up in a couple of weeks. And Greg and I will bring you the top 10 worst gimmick changes in WWE. Whether they were gimmicks changed by WWE when somebody came in to something terrible and it kind of killed them, or they were something and then WWE switched them themselves. You know, something. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. And then, if Greg and I are feeling up to it, in the spirit of the Halloween season, either next week or the week after, we will bring you a nice little Halloween Havoc watch-along. We'll talk about that. We'll see what we got. But
Here we go.
Oh, yeah. And then, of course, the next week, on Halloween itself, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Kyle and I will bring you our Evolution Fallout analysis. And stay tuned for that one, because it's the very first ever all-women's pay-per-view, so should be some interesting fallout from it. Thank you for joining me today, Greg.
Of course.
And we will talk to you all later. Peace out.
Later.
This has been a Drama City production.